Good afternoon. This is Mr. Wright, principal at Dauphin County Technical School, with our April the 10th, 2019 family update. The DCTS Theater program staged The Wizard of Oz this past weekend, the first weekend in April, and the show was huge. We had complicated costumes and scenery. Uh, DCTS kids and staff did a great job. If you didn't get out to see that show, you really missed out on something. The cast did a wonderful job. The adult advisors who helped out were amazing. Our directors, Mr. Williams and Mr. Wonders, our producer, Mrs. Furlong, and our costumer. Let me tell you about our costumer, Mrs. Ribbons. My goodness, she didn't realize what she was signing on for when she said she would help out with the costumes, because it was quite the undertaking. So many people involved with the putting on of this show, about 100 people involved overall, and they did a great job. If you missed out, don't make the same mistake again. When you see that our theater program is putting on a production, get in here and see it, because you will not be disappointed. They do a great job. On April 11th, that is tomorrow, we will hold our combined Dauphin County National Honor Society and National Technical Honor Society induction ceremony. It used to be two separate ceremonies, and we've merged them into one, partly because many of the kids in one organization are also being inducted into the other, because they're really well-rounded, amazing kids, and we wanted to put everybody together in one night and make it a little bit easier on you, our families, so that you don't have to make plans to attend two separate events. So that event is coming up tomorrow. We look forward to inducting a new crop of academic and technologically advanced kids into their respective honor societies. The Wolverine Council is our version of a student council, and our Wolverine Council is beginning their very, very extensive preparations for our annual field day, which will take place on May 31st. There's a lot that goes into the planning of this, and the kids truly do love it. However, we do maintain some pretty strict and stringent behavioral requirements. So students who get into trouble and they're OSS and they have different problems with classroom discipline and things like that will not be allowed to participate. This is a pretty significant day of freedom and a lot of movement, and we want to make sure that the kids who are participating have earned their way there. So please remind your students that if they want to participate in this pretty cool day, they've got to do the things the right way leading up to it. I want to send out some congratulations to one of our IST, our Information Systems Technology students, Curtis Heater. Curtis Heater is a senior, and he will be graduating from HAC at the conclusion of the spring semester with his associate's degree. So he's been earning that associate's degree at the same time he's been earning his high school diploma. And a pat on the back to Curtis, but also to his teacher, Mr. Bridgehouse, who is the instructor down there and has been no small influence on Curtis, that is for sure. We also have some congratulations for four of our cosmetology students, Kelsey Hepler and Megan Herbst and Cassandra White and Nicole Zart. All four have earned their state cosmetology licensing, which puts them way ahead of the game. They are ready to start working in their career of choice right away. Thanks to Mrs. Nat for facilitating that and being their mentor as well. Great job, you guys. On April 19th, it's Good Friday on some calendars for families who celebrate that. Regardless, we are closed that day on April the 19th, but there will still be some activity here at DCTS. On April the 19th, we will have an outside vendor coming in to take water samples from throughout our building. I think it's going to be like 21 different samples. And they're going to send that water out to their labs to be tested for pH and lead and other contaminants. We're not experiencing any issues. We don't have any problems, anything like that. But the state has passed new regulations that says that schools need to test their water. And if we don't test the water, that's okay. But if we don't, we have to explain to you, our families, why we decided not to. So it just makes no sense not to do it. So we're going to have that company come in here when no one else is around, which is their preference, collect the water samples from throughout our building and have that tested. And then we'll share those results with you when they become available to us after the lab's done doing all the stuff they have to do. Like I said, there's no problem, but the state would like us to test it, and it just makes good sense. So that's what we're going to do. The NOCTI testing is coming up next week. If you're affected by this, you've already received a letter. So this isn't new, but just to remind you, on the 16th and 17th, our juniors and seniors will be involved in NOCTI testing. It's pre-NOCTI testing for our juniors, and then the actual real-life written NOCTI for our seniors. The seniors will also do the practical hands-on NOCTI on May the 1st. You've got a letter if this applies to your junior or senior, so you can look over that. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call over here at the school, and you're going to want to speak to Mrs. Custer, who is our co-op coordinator, and she runs that part of the show, and she does a really good job of it. So if you have a question and she can't answer it, I will be stunned and amazed. She really seems to know all there is to know about that stuff. So don't be shy about asking questions if you have a need to know. On a similar note, the Keystone exams are on our horizon as well. All of our sophomores who are taking English 10 or CP English 10 or Honors English 10 or any version of English 10 will be taking the Keystone Literature exam in May. All of our 10th graders are enrolled in biology. Will also be taking the biology exam. The only exceptions there are students who joined us after their 9th grade year and perhaps took biology in their 9th grade year at the school they used to attend, something like that. But every student, almost every sophomore in our building will be taking the biology exam. And then all students who are taking an Algebra 1 or equivalent course will take the Algebra Keystone as well. So it's 3 different Keystone exams. Our window opens on May the 14th. That's a Tuesday. We'll start off with the lit test, followed by the algebra, and we'll wrap it up the following week with biology. Educational trips cannot be approved during these testing windows for students who are taking the Keystone exams. It's just the rules that we have to live by. So please make sure that appointments and trips and things like that are taken care of with these Keystone test dates in mind. A couple last items here specifically for families of seniors. Graduation ceremony this year has been moved. Word has been spreading about this. Graduation is on Wednesday, June the 5th, and it's going to take place at the Farm Show in the large arena. We're moving from the Forum because we've outgrown it. And if we were to go back there this year, each student would only be allowed to bring 2 people to the ceremony, and that's simply not adequate. So we moved our ceremony over to the Farm Show. We don't have to give out tickets anymore. There's plenty of room for every graduate to bring all the people they care about. So please make note of that. Don't show up at the Forum looking for a graduation ceremony. It will be at the Farm Show, and that is on Wednesday, June the 5th. It's going to be a fantastic celebration. And speaking of fantastic celebrations, the prom is on May the 10th, and it is sold out. And for those of you who are sending your students to the prom, I just want you to be aware. We did allow, and we will continue to allow, our students to leave early on prom day. There are some conditions. 1, they have to actually have purchased a prom ticket. They have to be going to the prom. 2, they have to fill out the form that we will provide for them saying that they are allowed and you are okay with them leaving early. And I know girls got to get their hair did and all that stuff, but we need them to fill out this form so that we know that you're okay with it. Here's the other thing. They have to be in school up until that early dismissal time in order to be allowed into the prom. So if they don't come in the morning because they're not feeling well, and then it's early dismissal time, and they don't come in because they had their early dismissal, they're not going to be admitted into the prom, and they're not going to get a refund. And sadly, this did happen last year, and it was pretty heartbreaking for those of us involved, but we had to tell a student he wasn't allowed in. So please make sure that you're aware of the rules, you understand them, you ask any questions, because students who don't follow the expectations, they don't follow the procedure the right way, they will not be allowed in, and they will not receive a refund. So ask questions early and often so that we can make sure that everything you need to know is out there for you. And the very last item I have is regarding those of you who drop your students off in your family vehicle. The procedures are continuing to be evaluated, and we're not going to make any significant changes before the school year is over. So we're going to continue to do things the way we are. I do ask that you slow down a little bit, look around, make sure that we're watching out for the students who are crossing. I know that's not an ideal situation, and we're really looking hard at that with the help of some professionals in that part of the industry who are going to help us make sure that our processes are as safe as they can be out front. But in the meantime, I'm relying on all of you, parent drivers, guardian drivers, even a couple of Uber drivers who aren't going to hear this message, to please slow down, watch out for kids, because even before first period starts, our school is a very, very busy place. And I need everyone to be as safe as they can be. I don't want anyone to get hurt. So thank you very much for paying attention to these messages. Thank you for supporting the mission here at Dauphin County Tech, and have a great day. Thank you.